Tower of Niflheim, a death difficulty obstacle course located in Kitty's Towers of Hell. It is similar to the Trusses, a Tier 25 tiered obstacle course, consisting primarily of truss gameplay and of arduous length. You might be wondering how I beat it. Well, let's start from the beginning. In the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. In the beginning, there was a singularity. Anyways, I started playing Eternal Towers of Hell 6 months ago. Oh, wait, that isn't relevant either. Okay, so one day I decided, after all jumping towers of similar difficulty, such as Tower of True Skill, Tower of Astral Fate, Citadel, Scythe Recognition, and whatever totem is actually called, what I would ascend next is Tower of Niflheim as my first death difficulty tower. I figured I would get consistent due to my familiarity with truss gameplay from the tiered obstacle courses I had completed before. However, the sheer abundance of trusses in Tower of Niflheim would prove otherwise. For weeks I would hardly get past floor 4, despite the lower floors being significantly easier than the upper floors. In that time, I discovered several locations where I could perform lag high jumps with varying degrees of worthiness. Eventually, I made it to floor 8. Floor 8 is where the difficulty of the tower begins to waver into the death difficulty. I would fail there, sending me back to the bottom, completely resetting my progress. Undeterred, I would keep trying, but as the days went by, nothing. I took a break for a week, only occasionally even practicing. When I got back, I felt ready. I swiftly climbed to floor 10, the final floor. Unfortunately, a thin stud jump bounced me off, sending me back to floor 7. I was unable to reach any higher, chain failing all the way back to the bottom. I was sad, but I continued on. Later that week, I made it to floor 10 again. I was simply too nervous and failed a sloped head header, once again sending me down to the bottom. With that and many lesser fails, I gave up. I couldn't go on. I was climbing just to lose it all, slip and fall. I wouldn't even play or practice any obstacle courses for a month. Tower of Niflheim was the first tower to defeat me. One day, I was feeling particularly bored, ignoring my dread, resulting in me playing again for the first time in a month. I fell from floor 9, being rusty, but it didn't feel like a failure anymore. No, it wasn't a fail at all, rather proof I could win. I kept practicing that week. Twice I walked off wraparounds in floor 10, but I kept going. I was going to win no matter what. There was no other way. I had to climb it, a purpose given to me. Only I could do it. Who else could have done it and come as far? Would they have kept going? The only one who can climb this tower is me. So yeah, that's Tower of Niflheim. It took me quite a long time to beat, and I figure I may as well do something special for it, since it's my first Remorseless Tower. I'm planning on beating Steeple of Malignant Blight next. I'm surprisingly quite consistent at it already. Yeah, I spent like all night making this, because it was like 2 when I started, and now it's 6:19. So, bye.